Which, guys, moving into our next topic, Marvel. My goodness, Marvel has completely taken a downfall, in my opinion, man. Ever since
ever since
Endgame,
Endgame.
yep, ever since Endgame, the writing has been terrible. They've given us so much that we just can't keep up with. There's a few shows I actually haven't watched, by the way, like what Miss Marvel.
Mhm.
I hear it's decent. I hear it's decent. Like I'm not hating, but it's just like I don't have time to be watching all of these different shows. You know what I mean? And they started to give us quality over. Sorry, they decided to give us more
Quantity over
quantity
quality.
over quality, right? As time went on, especially after Endgame and everything. And specifically, also, I'll mention that they have messed up too on the multiverse as well on there because no, before I say that, I'll mention that later for my closing remarks. For my closing remarks. And then obviously also uh there's no really big hitters no more. Like Iron Man is gone, Captain America is gone, they messed up the Hulk. Uh who else? Black Widow is gone. Vision is gone. Like, bro, Thor 4 was a freaking mess to begin with. Uh
Loki, I like Ragnarok.
oh, I
I did
love
like
Ragnarok. Everybody
I love
loved
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Come on, bro.
I love
It
Ragnarok.
had the perfect amount of humor, perfect amount of growth. Uh but that movie came out before Endgame.
Mhm.
So listen, right? You literally start all the way from, you know, by the way, guys, the first two movies to start off the Marvel Universe was The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. And I love that movie. Unfortunately, he was never our Hulk after for reasons on set. We don't know, whatever. Then we got Mark Ruffalo. But now they say Iron Man 1 was the start of the Marvel Universe, right? Now, start right there. Good ass movie, man. From there on, we had good dialogues and those movies. The Thor movies were the first two Thor movies were kind of a hit or miss, I would say, in my opinion. But we still kind of enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Uh, and then we kept going on. We got our first Avengers movie. Was great. Ah, man, man.
It's just right now the problem with Marvel is Marvel's direction lately is slowly declining because
Yeah,
there's a lot of points where it's just we are all the beloved characters that we've loved since day one has died. Um, like I wasn't quite sure why so many characters had to die on that movie itself
they couldn't
because
pay them, bro. They couldn't pay
they
them.
they couldn't pay them, and that made no sense. Like we could have temporarily put them on the shelves for some idea,
Agreed.
like until
Yeah,
they ready to come back. But
yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know why you can't pay these actors when you're a $1 billion company, and it just doesn't make sense to me, at least. Endgame made about $1.5 billion in market revenue, and you're telling us that you couldn't pay them, so you had to kill them off or like put them
They had.
out of
I'm pretty sure they had one of them reach a 2 million, 2 billion actually.
2 billion.
Because before Endgame, a lot of those movies
Mhm.
were hitting over 1 billion. By the way,
Exactly, and that's what I don't understand. How are they burning the money if they cannot pay their actors? And And another thing that needs to be called out is that these characters that we I have mentioned, ever since Endgame, there's no character development for the future characters. Remember in the films, I'm just gonna point this out. In the films, from phase 1 to 3, I believe, until Endgame, all of these characters, they always have appearances in certain movies. For example, I'll give you an example because this is what makes Marvel great. All of these characters joining into other characters' films makes it a very great film and a great build up all the way to Endgame. And to me, that was perfect. Let's start from the beginning with the first Avengers. After the first Avengers came out, Iron Man 3 came out, and then up comes another movie for Thor, and then Captain America: The Winter Soldier. They had a lot of great characters there.
Oh,
Scarlet,
great movie.
Black Widow was there. Captain America was there. Falcon
Yeah.
was there. We get introduced to that. Great character development. Bucky was still alive, and then we went to Civil War. Civil War was to me
Oh,
the biggest
fantastic.
films. Fantastic
Fantastic.
film.
Oh,
Fantastic film.
yo,
They included all the
Black
superheroes.
Black Panther was in there. We got the introduction of shout out to
Spider
Black
Man. We
Spider
got
Man as
Spider Man.
well. Oh
It was
wow.
great. It was
Yeah.
great. I'm not quite sure why in the future, in the current movies now, they're not including the characters they're supposed to be there. Like Spider Man Homecoming, Iron Man was like his mentor, and the Homecoming, the very first one, and now like it seems like Marvel's movies has fallen off because all of these characters they make individual films and individual shows, but they don't have supporting characters, and it's so weird because they never like it felt like they never met. Like they don't thread together the storyline. They don't like mash together. Unlike the previous films where Captain America will have something to do with Iron Man. Iron Man have something to do with Captain America. It's not there anymore. There's no connection between
You
characters.
know,
It's just stale.
and also when you say connection, right? We all ultimately knew where the story was heading, and that was to Thanos,
Mhm.
right? Like from day one, we had the Infinity Stones just kind of lingering in the background, and then once in a while we get a cameo of uh the big bad at the very end that we knew was coming, which was Thanos, right? And they were able to build that up so well because they had such great direction, such good storytelling at that time. By the way, the perfect amount of humor, not after Endgame, where humor completely became the main thing over like actual good writing. You know what?
Mhm.
Back then, before Endgame, the humor was just right, just perfect, not too much, not too little, right? Yeah. And back to your point about everything connecting, right? We knew where the story was going, right? But now, what was it? It was Phase 4 or Phase 5 that just
Phase
started
four.
after Endgame.
I think
After
it
Phase
was Phase
4
four.
started, all of Phase 4, we didn't know where this was heading. You know what I mean? Even
Mhm.
Phase 5, we're still kind of, wondering where everything's heading. But obviously, we had some type of idea until all the Jonathan Majors situation kind of happened. But yeah, yeah, man, it's very unfortunate. And I'm not gonna say that everything that has come out of out of everything that's come out after Endgame is bad. I would say things like WandaVision was actually pretty good, in my opinion. Loki season one was pretty good. But I think that came out did that come out before Endgame? That came out after Endgame, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Loki season two. I loved it. Loki season two,
I'm still yet to
probably
finish that show.
huh?
I still yet to finish that show. I haven't finished it yet.
Bro, I'm telling you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the that, the last the last
it's
three,
just
four episodes of that show go crazy.
I will tune in for it. It's just like the
I won't
problem with
spoil
I have with Marvel right now is
it.
because like the characters don't have a connection. It just felt like they never met until like the actual movie comes out, the Kang Dynasty, Avengers Kang Dynasty, I believe it's called. And we don't know what Peter Parker's role is going to be in that movie. We don't know what WandaVision or hell, even Doctor Strange can have a connection because we talk about the multiverse a lot in that films, but we never really had a connection what they got to do with it against Kang, Kang the Conqueror, and it's just like it's so it's so in question what their roles are. It's just I'm not sure what they're going to do because like we've been
I
seeing all of these multiverses, like they talk about the multiverse a lot,
I I
heavily.
I will kind of disagree with that a little bit because as like we know Kang is the big bad and they were going towards that, but we didn't know the actual direction of how things were gonna go, right? Because I don't know if you want watch the new Ant Man, right? Ant Man
I
movie.
did watch the Ant Man. I didn't like it, to be
It was
quite honest.
terrible, right?
Yeah, it was terrible.
And immediately with that, that the first problem with this whole entire phase four, the biggest problem actually was having your big bad with all these variants lose to Ant Man, bro.
Interesting,
It's
right?
not like
It's Kang the Conqueror.
whose
Kang the
decision
Conqueror.
whose decision was this? How does this make sense? I don't care. I don't care. Like no variant unless obviously it's it's like I don't know. I'm just saying no variant should be losing to Ant-Man in my opinion. You know, Ant-Man, something at the end of that movie, Ant-Man should have still somehow survived and Kang should have won. And Ant-Man, when he comes back out of the quantum realm into the real world, right? This is where he comes out like just absolutely panicking, going crazy, right? And this is where they could have built such a wonderful story where it could have been an emotional story because dude, those trailers for the Ant-Man movie fooled me.
They did. They were deceptive.
Yeah, they were deceptive because the trailer looked amazing. All the
Mhm.
stuff that Kang was saying was, I was like, oh wow, this is gonna be a little. This looks like it's gonna be a bit dark, and that dialogue in the trailer looks amazing, and we're all hoping that like, oh my gosh, like this Ant-Man's about to go through a hard time, and we're about to get a good story, and Ant-Man comes out of there freaking out and everything, right? And he's gonna lose some people, whatever, which he should have, by the way.
Mhm.
Like they don't see the vision. And you know what they doubled down in that Ant-Man movie? Humor. More humor. They had shitty visuals as well too. Terrible script. Story terrible just bro. I I I'm telling you right now, if you gave me a pen and a paper for Kevin Feige right now, I know not all of it is his fault because it's because of the investors, unfortunately, that made the decision that they wanted more, right?
And that's, I don't think that's not how movies work to
No.
all, to people who like do business. But movie may be a business industry, but when
Yeah.
it comes to the stories, that's not something you should literally try to make money out of, because
Yeah.
stories, they don't make you money. They make you legacies. They make you great characters. They
Yeah.
make you great world building. They make you great. They give you a great fan base to buy your toys, your cups, your pictures, your wallpapers, whatever. Story wise, like investors and stories, like business people needs to know, like creating a story for the greatest iconic characters in the franchise of Marvel should not be used as a cash grab. It's not. That's not the point of movies. It's supposed to have a good time. You're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to have a great story loose on it. Like guys, look at Spider-Man. Spider-Man was just not a business decision. It was also, they had to carefully pick out the story on how to build it. And look what they did. They made a great execution, bringing in the old greatest Spider-Mans that played Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. They they were the best decisions, direct
Fan
creative
service.
decisions they've done.
Fan service.
Fan service.
That's what's
That
carried. That's what's
that's
carried. That's what's carried. Marvel after Endgame. Sorry,
fan
continue. I
service.
just had to say that.
and
Fan
and that's
service
important.
is what
Fan
carried.
service is important. It's true. Fan service has always been important. That's what makes you good money. It's not about, you don't make money out of what you think that will make you money. You make money out of fan service and what the people want. You have to hear and listen what your people want. Like that's what makes you good money. And like again, Marvel needs to do that. Same thing with Star Wars. Both of those franchise needs to do correctly, and they need to do abide by them. Kevin Feige needs to know that, and the investors need to know that. And the fact that right now they think it's a good idea to make Ant-Man beat the living crap out of Kang, a one-man wrecking machine.
Bro, I'll say this right. I'll say this right. Obviously, I'm kind of glad that uh Bob Iger, right? He came out and he said that, hey, we were wrong by not focusing on quality, right? Now they're gonna actually start focusing on quality, which is good. Which I hope we'll see because I think this year in 2024, dude,
Mhm.
uh the only Marvel movie we're getting is Deadpool.
And I'm excited about that. Deadpool,
I'm
Ryan
very
Reynolds is
excited
a
about
great
that.
character.
I'm very excited about that because we get Wolverine and the whole X-Men universe, and they're going to be going around killing all the universes,
Mhm.
right? Yeah. So I'm kind of glad that this year, 100% that just we're just getting one Marvel movie, and then after 2025, they can start picking their stuff back up, and by then, I hope there's a clear direction,
Mhm.
and in terms of quality, things are getting better. The scripts, the storytelling, and they lessen the humor a lot more going on forward. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
So we'll definitely see what's happening. We'll definitely see what is going on because, like I said, not everything has been bad, but the majority has been awful, awful.
Mhm.
Right? Like I said, we had some good stuff, and the last movie to come out, right, was Captain Marvel.
Captain
Bro,
Marvel, yeah. Captain
awful,
Marvel
awful. I
wasn't
didn't.
bad. Wasn't
I'll
bad.
tell you this, dude. I watched it in cam quality because I was just like,
You wanted to get over it.
I'm not paying for this. Like I already knew what I was getting, and I was completely right after watching it, even on cam. I'm like, bro,
You
like
wanted to get over with it.
yeah, and I think about Marvel. The problem these days is that they thought that hey, we can just pump out shit quality content. Sorry for swearing. We're gonna get demonetized, even though we're not really monetized, but whatever. Yeah. Uh, Marvel was basically saying we're gonna put out crap content, and you guys are gonna pay for it regardless. It's no longer times like that, especially when you don't have characters that people can tie with emotionally and care about. Because I guarantee you right now, the only character really that people care about right now is uh Thor, even though he had a terrible ass movie. Uh Wanda, which she may be dead or may not be dead after the Doctor Strange movie. Doctor Strange obviously has a lot of potential. Spider-Man, but that's about it. That's about it. And those guys, it's not like they're having any movies coming out soon, right? So because of this, you just can't pop out quality content and expect to get people's money. Like Marvel has to realize that hey, we actually have to go back to the old basics of how we started things, and that was good storytelling, uh, better visuals, less CGI on everything. By the way, I'm sorry, like less CGI on everything, and
Mhm.
just go back to the basics.
Mhm.
Like that's what they need to do going on forward from now on.
A total reset.
I'm okay with that, man. If they want to reset the universe, man, I honestly I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind, but because guess what? Yo, DC is coming. DC is coming. I'm telling you right now.
And they will have time, and they will have time to take them on, and they have all the time they need while Marvel is
Oh,
taking beatings right
yeah.
now.
DC is coming. But like I said, DC will be another topic, guys, cuz
Mhm.
yeah, check out Flashpoint right here. Because DC even with their animated movies, oh my god. Not even any Marvel movie that came out after Phase
Can
4
beat
can
the
beat
animated.
can beat the anime movies that just came out this year, like the latest one that we just watched actually.
Justice League
Crisis.
Crisis on Infinite
That
Earths.
one was pretty good. But anyways, like I said, DC will be another day. DC will be another day. Yeah, yeah. Oh, man, anything you got to say?
So again, the future of Marvel will be also in question. We don't know what direction they'll be doing. I don't know personally. It's just for me. I just really think they needed to reset. But if they do need to keep going, they just need to slow down a little bit. Having too much movies can lead to that disastrous results. You just don't know what to expect, and people will get tired of it. Eventually, they will get exhausted of too many Marvel movies. So they need to be
Yeah,
careful on that. We gotta keep the hype going. That's what has been missing for these Marvel movies. They gotta keep the hype going, and the more they make these movies or shows, the less the people it will be appealing, because that's the point of the fan base. You keep them up to date, up to news. You keep them under their toes, and that's what they need to go. And hopefully, with the new shows that's coming out, they will have Daredevil. Shout out to Daredevil,
oh
one of the
yeah,
greatest TV
Daredevil.
shows
Yeah,
Daredevil is coming out, I
That,
believe, next
that's the
year
right
or this year.
direction that they went. That's something right that they finally did because
Hmm.
now
Daredevil
now
Reborn is amazing. Going to be an
yeah
amazing. If you
because
haven't seen the
now
Daredevil
yeah,
shows, the Netflix ones, oh my god,
oh
you gotta
amazing,
watch it. Amazing.
fantastic, and that those Netflix shows are officially part of the Marvel universe, by the way now,
Yes, yes,
right?
they are. They are.
Yeah. Again, right now Marvel is trying to do damage control, and thank God, because now they have let Kevin Feige not really listen to the holders, because the holders saw that, hey, we're actually making more money when Kevin Feige does his thing and we don't tell him what to do, right? And Kevin Feige basically saw what was going on with Daredevil when they're originally making it, and then he came and then said, "Stop! What the hell is this? Like, what is this stupid script? Got a whole new writer, and then instead of the show being 20 something episodes, now it's about like 12 now, man.
Hmm.
So now it's quality over quantity, which is what I'm pretty happy now. Now they're officially just kind of looking over everything, making sure that everything is actually perfect, right?
And it is going to be a great year for Daredevil because
Yep.
hopefully, again, what I'm expecting is that even though the movies is the show and the movies are quite different,
Yeah.
I believe they will do good by doing Daredevil because in the Netflix series there it was some pretty damn good writing, especially how they
Oh,
wrote the season.
it was
It
great.
was it was unfortunate they did cancel it from Netflix, but now it's coming back.
Yeah.
They will still reprise the role of Matt Murdock, and we'll see what these characters from the TV show will have a role in the Kang Dynasty. Will they have their own storyline? Are they connected to Kang? We don't know. But what is important to expect is that hopefully, whatever is going on in the internal section of Marvel, they need to understand that people want is the hype, and that's what we really miss, the hype
Yeah.
of Marvel movies. And again, there are some characters that you really don't need, in my opinion. We don't really need Echo, but I guess you have to, unless they're really important in the story. But we'll see. And again, for MCU, Kevin Feige, I wish him good luck for the next projects. I will still be tuning in for any Marvel projects, of course, but whether are they going to be hype or not, that's going to be in question. And yeah, so guys, that will be the end of today's topics of Star Wars and Marvel under
Yeah.
Disney. Let you guys know. Let us know what your comments, what you think. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and just give us your opinions. We're open for opinions. You know, whether they're bad takes or hot takes. That will be
Yeah.
freely be open on our comment section.
Like I said, we talk about any subject, guys, whether it's movies, entertainment, uh, what's going on around the world, anything. Just let us know. Comment down in the comment section. We talk about what we're passionate about and everything, right?